Hi everyone, today I thought I'd do a tag video because I've been seeing the palette tag float around for a while now, and I sort of started doing it on Instagram, but it never kind of worked out because I just totally forgot about it. But I thought since I'm doing videos now, I might as well just do a video on it and get it out of the way. So the palette tag was originally created by a mother and daughter duo, Melissa and Kate from I Love Faces 1042, and they had a perfect palette tag which has 10 questions and then another one which has another 10. And I'll just be doing the same, both tags in the same video. So if you'd like to see that, continue watching. Thanks. So the first question is best packaging, and I would have to definitely say is my Urban Decay Alice in Wonderland palette. Now this is the first one that was released many years ago, and I like it because it has really cute pop-up like this, and it's just really creative, and I do like Alice in Wonderland, and it does have really nice shadows in here. I admit I hardly use this. It's more of a collection piece for me, or just something pretty to look at every now and again. So it's a little bit of a shame, but I don't use it very often, but it is my favorite packaging. So next question is best color payoff. And I would have to say this would be my numeric proof eyeshadow palette, and it comes with 12 eyeshadows like this. I haven't actually heard very much about this brand. I did buy it on PM Studio because sort of on a whim. But I really like how pigmented these are. These are on the more dry side, so you know, if that's something you don't like, then just note that. But I do really like that it's so pigmented. I'll give you an example of a swatch. I'm going to swatch the olive color. It's one of my favorites on a max coverage concealer brush. I think this is by Bare Essentials. I'm just going to swatch it on the back of my hand. You see that is just one swipe, but it comes off quite pigmented. Okay, I'll do the orange, burnt orange color because I love that shade too. Very pigmented. It's gorgeous. So the next one is most versatile, and if you've seen my one palette video, you'll know that it is my Visage neutral matte palette, because it's so versatile and you can do your whole face with it. You can do contour, you can do eyebrows, eyeshadow, eyeliner, lipstick if you wish. And the colors are just beautiful, and I think that you'll find that these colors will probably suit most skin tones because you've got cool and warm. And it is, as you can see, very well loved. And next one is best for traveling. To be honest, I don't really bring that much makeup when I'm traveling, and if I do bring makeup, it's usually not eyeshadow because I just can't be bothered. But if I was to bring something traveling, it'd probably be a quad like one of the Suqqu quads, like in one of the palettes that has a brown in it. Sorry, I don't know what I was saying right there. You know, brown doesn't seem to go out of fashion, and it would go with every outfit or every color combination you could probably think of. So probably be something like this if I was to go traveling. Plus, they seem pretty durable. The packaging is pretty good, so I would be comfortable bringing this along when I'm traveling. Next one is biggest regret. And now I try not to regret anything in life, but sometimes life, you have regrets. And this is probably one of them. It's the, I believe it's Coastal Scents. It's the 88 Warm palette. I actually don't think I've ever used this. It's still in its packaging, and the expiry date says December 2013, so it's long past its due date. It has, 88 shades and looks something like this. Yep, it's big. I realized that these are the kind of palettes, I'm not interested in any of the Morphe palettes or any of these kind of palettes because it's just, I don't know, the quality here is really crap, and I'm never going to use this many eyeshadows. And you could argue, since I haven't hit pan on any of my eyeshadows, I could say the same for any of the eyeshadow palettes I have, but it just seems like an obscene amount of eyeshadow shades, and the quality of this is really crap. It's chalky, it's not very pigmented, kind of smells like chalk, so I really kind of regret this. But I mean, like, if you are just getting into makeup and you don't want to spend very much money on it, but you want to try out lots of different shades, I can understand why people would want to go for this. And I guess back when I did buy it, that was probably one of the reasons why I did, but I haven't used it very much and I regret it. Next question is best color names, and I sort of had to think about this for about 10 seconds because I don't buy palettes based on names and I don't really care if shadows have names or not. But I did come across the one that I bought not too long ago from BH Cosmetics, the Galaxy Chic palette. And each of the shadows are named after galaxy related things. You've got Sun, Jupiter, Aphrodite, Meteor, Comet, and the shadows are meant to represent the name of the shadow. So I kind of like that. It's quite novel, but it's fun and it's pretty. Next one is least used. This one's kind of easy because least used is one that's still in its packaging that I haven't even touched yet. So those are the least used ones. And I do have a few that I haven't actually ever touched out of packaging. It's mainly because, well, this one is really, really pretty. It's the Marc Jacobs style icon number 20. This was a limited edition over Christmas in 2015 and it's just really pretty. And I will eventually use it, but yes, not touched, not used, therefore least used. Number 8, most used. I know this is probably going to get really old and I'll probably mention it heaps of times, but the Visart Neutral Mattes palette, because again, it's so versatile. If something is so versatile, you're going to use it a lot, and therefore it's the most used. Probably that between this and maybe my dark mattes. I use that one a lot as well. I don't know if this is cheating to name a few in one question, but I do use it. You know, you've seen that I've got fairly large dints in some of them because I've been using them and mixing them with the Inglot Duraline and creating like a liner or something like that. So yeah, those are my most used ones. They're very good quality and very, very wearable. Most love palette would be, it's really, really hard. I have sort of been starting to keep and throw away stuff that I don't want. So all that is left is stuff that I really like. But if I had to pick one, well, I really can't. It would be probably all my Visart palettes. Really, really like them. Or actually my Natasha Denona ones, because they're quite like, they're just really special to me and they're really pretty and they have so many nice shades. I mean, yes, they're expensive, but I do not regret whatsoever having it, because just looking at this, it just takes my breath away. Also, I did use this for a month, so I feel like it is a good investment. So yeah, if you want to see that, that's on Instagram. What's a desert island? A desert island or a deserted island? Honestly, I don't know, but if I was going to pick a palette for a desert island, I'd be really happy because I'd be eating all this dessert. But honestly, it's really hard to pick one because I probably wouldn't be wearing any makeup on a desert island. But let's say if I was going to pick one, again, it'd be my Visart Neutral Mattes. Because it's just so versatile. So if there were situations on a desert island where I was like, oh, something, you know, I need to attract attention, let's put on a really dark, smoky eye. Could do it. Could do it. So the next few questions are from the Perfect Palette Tag 2. And the first question is, eyeliner brush or nothing included in the palette? I like brushes, but only if the brush is damn good, because if it's not good, don't include it. Otherwise, it sort of gets in the way, like things fall out and it can be really annoying. So like for example, the Suqqu brush in the quad is really nice, just like their brushes, very, very soft, very easy to blend with, and just really good to use in the quad. So if it is a brush like that, a brush, but if it's a crappy brush like the one in the Urban Decay palette, no brush, nothing. Next one is a palette you have hit pan on. I can say without even looking through my collection, I haven't hit pan on any eyeshadow. It's really sad. It's gonna be a goal for next year, let's be realistic. But yeah, unfortunately, I haven't hit pan on any palette. The next question is favorite naked palette. Favorite naked palette, it's gonna be really, really repetitive, but the Visart Neutral Mattes. They are good because they are the colors that I want in a naked palette. I have both naked as I was saying, I have Naked 1 and 2, and I don't use these nearly as much as this. I'm the kind of person that wears mattes more preferably to shimmers, so I actually don't mind if a palette doesn't have any shimmers to it. So I would say my favorite Naked is not the Naked palette, but the Viseart Neutral Mattes. Again. Oh dear. Okay, so my favorite limited edition would be the Suqqu Blend Color Eyeshadow in EX31 Gyuko. I don't think I pronounced that right, but it is this one, and I love it because there are really pretty colors in here, and I really like the combination together. Looks really good. Also, I like that it's warm toned. Since my skin is warm toned shades look better on my skin. It complements my skin tone a bit better. Next one is a shade you wish, a palette you would repurchase or wish you had a backup if it is no longer available. I would say it would be the Viseart Dark Mattes palette, because it's really hard to find good mattes, and these ones are really good. I have oily eyelids, and I find that all of their shades I don't need to use a primer with. They blend really well, they're super pigmented. I love the shades here. It's really hard to find these sorts of colors in a matte formula that is this quality. In fact, I haven't found one like that before. So if I didn't have this anymore, I'd be very sad, and if it wasn't, luckily it's permanent, so no issues there. Next one is a shade you wish was sold individually. Now, if this shade was not sold individually, I would say the Calypso Blue from the Natasha Denona Blue Purple palette, because this is a really nice shade just by itself. It looks really good. What am I doing? It looks really good. Just swatched on the eye, and you can just have that and just go out the door. Of course, under a primer, because these ones crease like crazy without a primer, but it is a really gorgeous shade, but it is actually sold individually. Otherwise, I would say from the Viseart Bridal Satin palette, I really love this brown shade. Again, this is another shade that works really well on my eyes. I can just do one swatch and go out the door, and it looks good. Last question is palette you recommend to a friend. Now, it really depends on the friend, but I have previously purchased the Naked palette for a friends, my mom, my best friend, because these contain mattes and shimmers and a brush as well. I mean, the brush isn't great, but look, if you're the kind of person that doesn't wear very much eyeshadow and wants something very easy to apply, shades are fairly neutral and easy to use and nothing too crazy, then I think this is a good palette. I think, actually, I'm not sure how much this palette is, so I'm not sure if it's a reasonable price. So the Naked palette does go for $83. However, you are getting a fair number of shades. 12 shades. Well, I do good maths. 12 shades in here, plus a brush, so it doesn't seem too unreasonable. So I hope you found that interesting or maybe useful. I don't think it was useful, but maybe it was interesting. And thank you for watching.